Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play HOI4 the New Order as Iberia. Let's continue off where we left off. So. I have a feeling that this will probably end up being the final episode. We'll probably at least get our way down towards the work of God. We'll get as far as we can into this focus rate, even though I don't think it's going to matter so much. Like, We'll get our way down probably to join the OFN, and that's probably about where we are going to end the campaign. Because I really don't think there's going to be too much left after that. So let's do some reform the tax code. Yeah, because we're getting to the point where basically like no countries really have any more content. World politics are not going to shift too much. Like, I can't imagine. Like, I think at this point, any major war has been either avoided or, you know, it's just not going to happen. Like, again, I don't think war is able to show up anywhere. I might be wrong on that, but I don't think I am. I don't think there's anything else that really can happen. I mean, there's one war down here still technically, but like this is never going to get resolved. No more church for me. Blanca Rodriguez applied hairspray to her buffet as she readied herself for church. Her outfit and hairstyle changed a bit over the years, but had been that way every Sunday morning ever since she was a little girl. Her husband, on the other hand, evidently Ahoyo, dipped a sweet roll into his coffee, savored it as they lounged on the couch in his pajamas. Blanca loved her husband, she really did, but she did wish she would take church more seriously. Ave, get your clothes on, will you? Nah, I've got a headache. I don't feel like going to church today. Come on now. What will the neighbors think? Who, Jordy? He won't notice. And Delia, she's a bitch anyways. Hey, watch your language, this is serious. What if the police chief finds out? He could become suspicious. So what if he does? I'm not doing anything wrong, unless drinking coffee and reading the newspaper is crimes now. The police don't care about the stuff anymore. It's not their job to investigate who doesn't go to church. Blanca was irritated, but she remained silent. Her husband was right. No more was Iberian stay tightly bound to the Catholic Church. Evelia would not face any consequences for skipping church, except perhaps from the Lord himself. This was not an argument worth having, especially now while Lavinia was still waking up. Well, I suppose I'll be going without you then. Just say he's sick or something, I don't know. Okay, we now are... The effect of the old crisis is getting a little bit better and better. It looks like actually we don't even have the focus anymore, so I would say that we are looking pretty good. We have like, what? We have 100,000 rifles. What do we have the least of? Let's more fighting vehicles. More IFVs. We also have some civilian factories. What do I do with you? I don't know. Fuel silos? Nuclear reactors? Sure, let's put a bunch of nuclear reactors into here. Also, like, we don't we'll let these two finish, but after that, we don't need them. Like, we don't need more military factories. It's just not going to it's not going to change anything for us. Like, we're not going to be in a better position because we have more military factories. In fact, do we have more military factories than civilian? No, actually, we don't. We actually have a lot of civilian factories. 108 is not bad. Yeah, so, I mean, is anything else happening in the world? Not really. Green Beret training. Aren't the Green Berets British? I'm actually not too sure, because you're getting support from Germany. Norman, Junior, Green Beret. Or are they the Red Berets? I have no idea. Okay, let's expand underperforming market sectors. GDP growth will expand a little bit here. How many trips do you guys actually have? My little puppet state down in the south. You have 5 divisions. Okay, basically a 0. I know we don't have, what is it, Iran or Algiers. It's still technically owned by the French, and they are an associated state of foreign power. Yeah, so you can see, did Sweden actually join up with the Italians? No, they just have, like, good relations with them. Yeah, but they have, what, Croatia, Bosnia, Hungary, and France join the Italian sphere. It's strong to say that Germany did come out on top here. In terms of, like, the Cold War between the Italians and the Germans. But both of them do have nuclear weapons. So we'll have to see who ends up being on top there. And hopefully they don't nuke each other. It would be really, really bad if they ended up blowing each other up. because it would also lead to me being blown up. And like I said before, I don't want to blow up. Let's like upgrade these planes. If you want more planes, you can have more planes. It's fine. But like 200 more aircraft here. Another 200 off you. 500? There you go. I'm sure that's fine. What are we not? Okay, we don't care about missing production equipment. Okay, we're now a nation of opportunity. Iberia, again, greatest nation on Earth. Well, I mean, it's got to be among there, right? Is there a ledger in this? Yeah. Who actually has the most factories? Germany, the United States, Japan. I mean, we're actually up there. We are the... I would say like the 6th largest economy. Who's the most population? India, China, United States. You know, none of that's a surprise. The hunt for the Franciscania. Raphael Turner was tired. He earned his right to feel tired, or so he thought, after he spent the past 10 hours peddling his merchandise. He made modest living this way, and this is how he preferred it. No employer, no shareholders, the freedom to travel to his heart contents. He scheduled his own vacation days and break times. Looking at his well-kept appearance and his semi-formal dress, nobody he met on the street would guess he lived out of his station wagon. If there was one thing Raphael loved from traveling from city to city across the Iberian Peninsula, it was the food. Few other places on Earth could claim to be a home of such a diverse set of regional cuisines. And a little while ago, he had heard of a culinary innovation in the city of Porto. Ham and linguincia between 2 slices of bread. Top slice covered in melted cheese. The whole sandwich covered by a spicy beer sauce. The Franciscana. Definitely not pronouncing that right. Weary from a long day, he entered a little restaurant. Finally, he could sit down, rest his legs, and hopefully discover another wonderful meal. He would have the Franciscana accompanied with a draft beer, or fino, as they would say in Porto. He did not have to wait long to see the sandwich plated before him. The delicious smelling steam billowing from the rich sauce. Beer, tomato, a little bit of red pepper, and a couple of other spices that he could not quite put his finger on. The sandwich was as big as it was messy, but the meat inside was so tender that he could cut through with only his fork. It was delicious, fatty, spicy, filling, meaty, and above all else, immensely satisfying. He would sure to return to Porto sometime soon. I don't think I've ever heard of a of that kind of sandwich. I'm sure it exists, and I'm sure it's probably pretty good, or else they wouldn't make an event over it. If I'm ever in Portugal, I'll go try the sandwich. I don't know when I would ever be in Portugal. Probably not anytime soon. I can probably say that with strong confidence. Who would win a war, do you think? Do you think Russia or the Germans would actually win in a fight? 132. I mean, Germany, they've got to have better troops than they do, right? Infantry template 5. Why do I have so much knowledge about you? From the encryption. Apparently we just like have a lot of encryption against you. 3 elite infantry. You know, it's not bad. I'm sure the Russians probably at least get their way towards the German border. Okay, nice opportunities. Almost after that, we'll do, what is it? A work of God. Political power goes up. Remove weakened sovereignty. Greatly improve Iberia's stability. So you know what? More stability goes up. Political power gain. I mean, both of those are fine. Not like, I mean, stability 10%. I never really had 97% actually. So you really aren't going to do anything for us. Funnily enough. But you'll be done now. Then we do a work of God. Let us research naval support. We're already researching something. I'm confused. Do you not say we have a research slot? Oh yeah, no, we can't do this because we have that one, right? Okay, let's go for. I've never actually upgraded our artillery, huh? Sure, let's research you. A nation of opportunity. A freshly plastered poster drew the fruitive yet somewhat mildly interested gaze of many passerbys in Madrid Market Square. Its queer colorings drawing in a mild attention to the message most did not comprehend or could not entirely care about. A land of old wisdom and new opportunity, a steadfast union of people once divided to develop their individual strengths to only meet again and share the combined fruits of labor. The rocks in a roaring sea. You pulled ourselves into a position through nothing but determination. You can too. With the new government reforms, it is easier than ever to finally work for yourself Enjoy your profits and share in the great project of our union. What are you waiting for? I mean, we have Gibraltar. That's nice. Yeah, and again, this should basically be the last focus. We'll work our way all the way down here as much as we possibly can. And I see no reason why we would ever want to, I guess Spear or Boardman has to be the leader for this to work. Oh, no, we can't do this because we did not maintain the Kabila power, which actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so we can only side with the OFN for now. Our place on the world stage. Do you have any actual decisions? So as long as Gus Hall or Parker Yockey is not the country leader. Is Gus Hall the, I'm guessing he's the leader of the Socialist? I don't know. We can't see. I know Yockey is you. I'm assuming NPPL is led by the, by Gus Hall. I mean, the NPP has a lot of support right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they end up winning the election. And the election should be soon. It's already 11th of November. I don't remember exactly what day the election happens on in 1972. So we might see the far right come out in charge of the United States. Yeah, and again, I'm pretty sure Gus Hall is leader of the NPPL. Which then I guess that point means that you have nobody in the world stage that you can actually work with. A work of God. An Iberian resurgence was underway, one that could not have been guessed at just a few years before. The Union of Convenience is beginning to stabilize politically, dealing with many of the major issues of the past regime in a much more efficient and humane manner. To some, even more importantly, were the economic reforms guaranteeing Iberia is a haven of free marketeers and a continent of state-organized economies. The difference in bringing about prosperity between the two forms of economic management are starting to show effects, even in the short term. The progress made are baby steps which will ultimately raise the previously severely weakened nation onto the world stage. Work will be continued, and for once the citizenry can look to a bright light at the end of the tunnel instead of the glooming darkness. Okay, the work of God is being completed. Iberia is getting better and better by the day. You know, we defeat all the terrorists. That was a while ago at this point, though. That was a long while ago. And you should have had your election already. I don't know if we get to see who actually wins the election until afterwards. We'll probably see... Is it January or is it March? I don't know, because I know that it used to be March when the inaugurations would happen. But then at some point they changed it to January, and I don't know if they changed it to January in this timeline or not. I think was it after FDR that they did that? But FDR I don't think existed, right? Like, well, he existed, but I think he died of polio before he became president in this timeline. Again, I might be wrong on that, but I don't think I am. Okay, our place on the world stage. Let us side with the OFN. And we could make some more allies, or not make allies, but, you know, get Turkey and Italy to not hate us as much. Reichsminister Hawa has been murdered. Minister for Foreign Interiors, group of army known as the Red Army faction, take responsibility for the killings. Do I care about that? Towards greater projects. Wait, no, this is different. Wait, no, this ends differently. Integrate Poland, integrate Ostland. Unless you've already finished with that. Are you done? No, you're doing towards greater projects. But that's not one of the things listed here, is it? Am I, like, losing my mind? And it's not towards... I have no idea. Germany, what are you researching? Or, like, what's your focus here? I don't actually know. But it looks like eventually they can annex Poland and you... Protectorates. Okay, we're gonna side with the OFN. And then, why don't we expand Atlantic trading? Is there any actual events in any of these decisions? Yeah, American advisors arrive. Invest in Latin America, visit Washington. Attract investors from OFN countries. So there's some stuff here that we can do. Again, I think this is basically going to be the end here. You're doing Ottoman Germany. Henry Jackson been inaugurated president of the United States, who is the Social Democrat. So I think they went the exact same pathway we did when we played as United States. We went LBJ to this dude. I'm pretty sure you're the same guy. Oh no, you actually have some stuff to do. Which is more than what... Yeah, this wasn't even a thing when I played. Meet the chiefs. I mean, I'm assuming there's not much you can do. Contact the unions. Right. Not a privilege. I'm pretty sure this is probably all you can do. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to focus dot... no, that's not dot, the comma. Auto complete. And at this point, like, we're basically... I feel like this basically is going to be the end of our campaign here. So we're just going to do all these. Turn that off. And we'll just read all the events that we're going to get. And basically call it a day. Burying the hatchet. Our visit to Rome has proved to be quite fruitful. The democratically elected Italian government seems open to re-establish closer ties. The Italian public has begun to see Iberia as a worthwhile partner ever since the strengthening of the Iberian Council. Even the king himself has spoken favorably about Iberia and welcomes the possibility of increased diplomatic ties. It appears that the hatchet has been buried and that Italy and Iberia shall be free to forge a lasting partnership unhindered by the beggars of the trumpet and our dysfunctional political past. And a trip to Anatolia. Our meeting with the Turks have not been particularly conclusive. While our diplomats were given plenty of opportunity to take in the sites of Istanbul and Ankara, when it comes to actual negotiations, the Turks were less than forthcoming. Their diplomats were stone-faced, refusing to give us even the slightest hint at their leaning. At the same time, our inquiries were met with non-committal or evasive answers. It remains to be seen whether Ankara commits to anything substantial. An American delegation visits Madrid. Albert User's colorful excitement at the proposal, as the prospect of a much-anticipated OFN delegation arriving in Madrid today was openly palatable to all his senior advisors and civil servants, who he ordered to make the final preparations for his welcome guest. Their arrival should be marked as a historical event. He had been unsure whether the Americans and their allies would ever pursue the great risk of directly associated with visiting Iberia, after he had sent a successful diplomatic mission recently to Washington. The positive news had opened entirely new pathways for his two people, to find their positions on the world stage among the competing world powers. Finally, there might be an opportunity to directly be involved in the future of a ravaged Europe and the struggling global in general. Not just being internal watchers or low-level influencers of the secondary power in a doomed anti-German alliance. Hope was the primary emotion for many Spanish and Portuguese as the impressive American plane landed in Madrid and was reflected for the duration of their stay during the lengthy discussions held at Madrid Place Hotel in our bustling capital. Okay, let's do this. And the United States has granted us full membership of the OFN. On the agreed final day of the diplomatic mission that the Iberian delegation has been sent to the United States, delegates from the different OFN nations and their hopeful European diplomats gathered in the Intercontinental Hotel in D.C., their luxurious limousines arriving in a much more torrential rain than having greeted the Iberians a few days earlier. The atmosphere upon entering the conference room was rather jovial. The room littered with small groups of dignitaries hunched in different corners in deep conversation. Raucous laughter reached even outside, making the regular guests chuckle. Upon the last official entering and stewards closing the door, the mood became more professional. The Americans quickly managed making the official OFN stance regarding the Iberians' request. An almost sigh of relief was heard from the Europeans as the discussion then shifted onto the minutiae regarding the Iberians' rights and duties as a fully fledged OFN member. The U.S. agreed to let the possibility of a significant turning point in history of Iberia, as Iberia joins the alliance as a free nation and further distances itself from fascist Europe. So we are now a member of the OFN. Ideology. No, we want to look at factions. So we're doing pretty good for ourselves. You guys just decided like not to be at war anymore. I think that kind of bugged out at some point. You know, let's get some 100% stability. Seems decent. You know, we can invest in people. We can invest in, you know, invest in Cuba, invest in Dominican Republic, in Haiti, attract investors to our country, spend all our political power, because, like, what am I going to do with it? Basically nothing. But I think that, assuming there is nothing left for us to actually do, got 1 civilian factory. Yeah, I think that's basically it. I think we're good to say that, okay, we got a non-aggression pact with Italy. We might get one with the with Turkey as well, or they might reject it. I mean, again, like, I don't have a border with Turkey, so it's like it's not that important. But I do think that at least right now it's gonna be a good time for us to end this campaign. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not doing, close thumbs down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.